Today we're checking out Three Flags RV Campground in Wildwood, Florida. A large campground known for roomy sites and a social atmosphere. But is it right for your RV setup? Let's take a look. We're Dave and Karen from Watts on Wheels. We roll, we camp, and yeah, we play. As you arrive at Three Flags Thousand Trails, one thing you'll notice right away is that there's no drive-through registration hut. You'll need to park and go inside the office to check in, which means the entrance area can get a little backed up during busy arrival times. We were able to temporarily park near a grassy area to drop our smart car, but if you're towing, it's probably worth asking staff where they recommend disconnecting depending on how busy it is, or planning to handle that once you reach your site. Staff here were friendly and helpful, not overly involved, just efficient and easy to work with, which made getting settled pretty smooth once we were checked in. This is a larger campground with a mix of longer-term campers and shorter stays. The front areas seemed more geared toward long-term setups, while the back section, where we stayed, felt more like traditional transient sites. Sites are grassy but fairly level, and many are long pull-throughs. Our site was about 72 feet long and over 30 feet wide, which gave us plenty of space and made setup comfortable. From a big rig standpoint, we found navigation around the park to be straightforward. Roads were easy to maneuver, and we didn't encounter any tight turns or problem areas with our 50-foot setup. One rule they do emphasize here is parking. Vehicles need to be parked either in front of or behind your RV, not alongside it, since parking on the grass can create ruts and guests are responsible for any damage. Three Flags offers a wide variety of amenities, including a clubhouse, swimming pool, mini golf, pickleball, shuffleboard, bike and nature trails, laundry facilities, and a dog park. There's definitely a social atmosphere here. The day we arrived, there was a potluck happening in the rec hall, and we were encouraged to join, which gave us a great first impression of the community feel. They also use a texting platform that allows guests to ask questions, stay updated on announcements, and keep track of activities during their stay, which is a really convenient feature. One practical thing to note is that parking near some amenities like the pool, laundry, or activity center is limited, so depending on where your site is located, you may end up walking a bit. They accept UPS, FedEx, and priority mail packages with a small fee per item, although medical and legal deliveries are free. Check-in here starts at noon, with checkout at 11 a.m. Non-members can stay here as well. During the winter season when we visited, rates were around $74 per night for water, sewer, and 30 amp service. 50 amp is based upon availability at check-in. There are 2 dump stations available, and each campsite allows up to 2 non-camping vehicles. We used the laundry facility during our stay. Loads were only about $2, and you can pay either with quarters or use a QR code system. One of the biggest advantages of staying here is how close you are to the Villages. The Villages, which offers a surprising amount of entertainment, dining, and shopping just a short drive away. Even if you're not a resident, the town squares are open to the public, so you can enjoy nightly live music, restaurants, and lively atmosphere that's great for an evening out. They often have live bands playing, people dancing in the square, and plenty of spots to grab dinner or just relax and people watch. The movie theaters are also open to everyone. You can simply buy a ticket like any other theater, making it another easy option for a night out. We stopped at Broken Egg Cafe for breakfast, where Dave's cinnamon roll French toasts were to die for. They were definitely a winner. While I learned the lobster and brie omelet might be a little too adventurous for early morning. And if you have a sweet tooth like we do, the nearby Russell Stover chocolate shop is huge and it's worth a visit. And yes, we definitely didn't leave empty-handed. We also tried Northeast Seafood Shack. where the blackened scallops and clam strips were really good. From above, you really get a sense of the layout here. A mature, established campground with large green spaces and roomy sites that work well for bigger rigs. What stood out to us mostly was how easy it was to settle in here. The spacious sites and simple navigation made it comfortable for larger setups, and the friendly social atmosphere added to the experience. At the same time, this isn't a luxury resort-style campground. It's an older park with a more relaxed, practical feel. The check-in area can get a little tight during arrivals, and parking near amenities is limited, but overall we found it easy to enjoy and would definitely consider staying longer next time. If you're looking for even more to do in the area, there are plenty of additional options nearby. Several shopping plazas like Magnolia Plaza and Colony Plaza offer grocery stores, casual dining, and everyday essentials, making it easy to stock up during your stay. For something a little different, the Wildwood Antique Mall is a fun stop if you enjoy browsing for unique finds. And if you want to get outside, local nature areas and walking trails around the region offer a quieter way to explore the area beyond the campground. Before we wrap up, let's talk about how to reserve a site here, because Thousand Trails bookings can work a little differently depending on whether you're a member or not. If you're interested in staying here, reservations are made directly through the Thousand Trails website at thousandtrails.com. If you're already a member, you'll simply log into your account and book like you normally would. Non-members can also reserve as a guest depending on availability. Just go to thousandtrails.com, type in 3 Flags, enter your travel dates, and select RV as your accommodation. Before clicking Check Availability, you can scroll down to see more details about the campground, including amenities, the resort map, and general information about the area. For example, the site highlights that this location is within about an hour of major attractions like Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and even some beautiful beaches, which gives you a good idea of how centrally located this campground is if you're planning day trips. Once you're ready, click Check Availability, then choose Continue as Guest. From there, enter your information to see what sites are available and the current pricing. If you find something that works, click Book Now. If not, you can use the availability view to look at other dates that might be open. As you complete your booking, you'll notice there's a comment box. This can be helpful if you want to add notes that might help the office assign a site that works best for your setup. Once everything looks good, enter your payment details and select Place Booking and Pay to finalize your reservation. One thing to keep in mind is that availability can change quickly, especially during peak snowbird season. So planning ahead is definitely helpful. And since many of the sites here are long pull-throughs, it's still a good idea to double-check site details to make sure they work for your rig. Thanks for rolling with Wax on Wheels. Want to help our channel grow? Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell, or we'll come Jeep chasing you. Hey, and leave us a comment. Even a quick hello makes our day. So roll, camp, play, and maybe fix something and have a beer.